OK, we'll hear from Eddie Howe a bit shortly. But first, major breaking news coming out of Rangers. Let's get live to Adam Binney. He's at Ibrox for us. Adam, what can you tell us?
Well, after 15 days of searching, Rangers finally have their man. Danny Rohl is now officially Rangers' new head coach. He joins the club on a 2.5-year deal, which will take him up to the end of the 2027-2028 season. Now, the German coach has spent some time in England, of course, previously. His only managerial experience so far in his career came at Sheffield Wednesday. He spent a couple of seasons there, but has quite an impressive coaching CV prior to that. He was assistant at the German national team with Bayern Munich and with RB Leipzig, but now his latest test is to be the next head coach of Rangers Football Club, where he, of course, becomes just the second man to be named as head coach. Him and Russell Martin, everyone prior to that, were all managers. Danny Rohl is the new Rangers head coach.
Adam, has there been any early reaction to this?
Yeah, there has been. It's just coming through to us now. Danny Rohl has spoken on this appointment and says it is a huge privilege to be taking on the role of head coach. It's such an incredible club, recognised around the world. He says we have no time to waste. We start straight away. I respect that trust is earned and understand we have to give the supporters confidence in what we are doing by showing it from the start. There's also been some reaction from some of the guys who were involved in making this appointment. Chairman Andrew Kavanagh has commented as well. He says, we know the past few months have been challenging, but our focus has always been on getting the right person who is ready to immediately embrace this football club and the demands that come with it. Danny impressed us with his vision, his character and his understanding of what Rangers stands for. We believe he can help restore pride, momentum and ultimately success. Vice Chairman Parag Marity has also had his say on this. He says this has been a thorough process to ensure we identified the right person to lead the club forwards. Danny clearly has tactical intelligence and a hunger to match the ambition of Rangers. With Danny at the helm, we intend to compete through every minute on the pitch in all competitions. We've also heard now from Rangers CEO Patrick Stewart. Danny brings a real conviction, clarity and leadership to the role. We know results this season have fallen far below our expectations, but with Danny and his staff in place, we're confident we can get back on track. And just finally, Kevin Thelwell has also had his say, the sporting director. He says Danny has the qualities required to succeed here, allied with being an exceptional coach. He has worked in some of the most demanding football environments in the world, where winning is the only expectation. We believe that background has prepared him for Rangers.
Adam, this has been a long-winded and protracted process, hasn't it? So you've touched on a little bit there in some of the statements, but how did Rangers finally decide Rohl is the man to do the job?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. This has been quite some saga. If we go through a little bit of a timeline of it, if we like, that can help us understand it a little bit better. Well, 15 days ago, Russell Martin was sacked after 123 days in charge at the club. Rangers then looked to what believed to be is their first choice in Steven Gerrard. Ultimately, that deal fell through because Steven Gerrard believed that the timing wasn't quite right. So Rangers had to look at other candidates, and they were speaking to various other candidates while speaking to Gerrard. One of them, of course, was Danny Rohl, who as recently as last Wednesday actually had withdrawn from this process as he believed there were other candidates who were further along in the process than him. That seemed to clear a path for Kevin Muscat. Advanced talks with Muscat then took place as he was looking almost set to become the next Rangers head coach. That fell apart over the weekend and those talks ultimately collapsed on Sunday, meaning Rohl was back in contention and now is the new Rangers head coach. And he will take charge his first game away to Brann, a massive Europa League game on Thursday, where Rangers have to win if they want any chance of qualifying for the latter stages and the knockout stages of the Europa League.
Thanks ever so much, Adam. So Rohl is best known for his time in charge of Sheffield Wednesday. He took charge at Hillsborough in October 2023. In his first season, he helped them avoid relegation, which did look extremely unlikely when he'd first arrived. Sheffield Wednesday's troubles are well documented, of course, but they were in no danger of relegation last season, finishing 12th before he departed in July. Overall, he won 34 of his 89 matches in charge. And before news of the confirmation was announced, we spoke to Stevie Clifford from the podcast Four Lads Had a Dream, and he said Rohl must be given time.
I think the club have got a bit of a sell to the Rangers fans. There was a lot of support behind Gerrard, there was a lot of support behind Kevin Muscat, probably not as much of a groundswell of opinion behind Danny Rohl. ultimately he's got a chance to come in and win matches. And if you do that, the Rangers fans, they will turn, they will give you their full backing. But I think he does have a big job on his hands here, because you saw again at the weekend, it's a squad that's not in a good place, it's a club and a crowd that's not in a good place as well. So he comes into a big job, but probably not at a great time. I think if he had been appointed in the summer, he was interviewed for this position in the summer, if he had been appointed then, I don't think you would see the kind of groundswell of negativity. He's been classed as Russell Martin Mark II. People have written him off as it's just another guy from the Championship. I think that's unfair. I think the clubs and the level that he's coached at previously speaks a lot about him. He's clearly got something about him as a coach. Now, you don't work at Bayern Munich, you don't work for a German national team if you're not really good on the grass, if you don't have respect of dressing rooms and players at that level. Doesn't have a lot of managerial experience in his own right. I think that will be a concern to the Rangers fans. But as I said there, if he can come in and win games, they will turn and they will go in his favour.
He was the assistant coach to Ralph Hasenhüttl, and ultimately he was the man that brought all the tactics in. At the time, his English wasn't so great, and Ralph Hasenhüttl used to stand next to him on the side, and then he would come in and basically just relay what Danny had told him in German, really. And that was it. He was a phenomenal coach. He really was. The Rangers fans, yes, you can say, do you think he's going to be Russell Martin 2.0 and all that? But you don't go and work for clubs like he has done, German national team, Leipzig, Bayern Munich. And then he's gone to the job he did at Sheffield Wednesday to keep them in the Championship was a phenomenal job. So now the biggest bit is going to Rangers, realising how big the club is. But I'll be excited about him coming in. Yes, you haven't got someone that, like you say with Gerrard or Kevin Muscat, that's affiliated to the club already, but you've got someone that's coming in, a young, hungry manager that will have you off your seat. Just be ready for your players to get really fit and counter-pressing at its finest.